Interstate Gang, welcome back to the channel, y'all. So I got a video today for y'all going over this trailer, going over the specs, going over the pay. I thought it would be a good video. Asked one of my subscribers, did he want me to make a video on it? He said yeah, and I think it would be a good video for the people that may be in the lane of doing reefer, and one day you decide that you want to order a brand new stainless steel spread. You can kind of know what the ballpark number would be. Now, mind y'all, this is a 2026, so these are not even made yet. They got to make them in the factory, and then they'll roll off sometime next year in February, March, April, May. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna talk about that. I want to get into this maintenance, everything I've done to the truck, the trailer, the reefer unit, and go over all the money that I spent for the 14 weeks that we rode. Pretty strong, pretty hard. We had some few incidents, but we took care of it, and we came out on top with that 14 weeks, luckily, and we didn't have no really big major problems. We had one major problem, but we was able, to overcome that, being able to, get in contact with a great shop, and they took care of me. So between my trailer and my unit, y'all, so the unit sit right on the front of the trailer. I got to take my unit to, Carrier, which is a different company than Utility. So Utility is actually the manufacturer of the trailer, and then Carrier is the one as far as the unit. So I got to take my unit to Carrier to get worked on, and we got that worked on. And I just told them to go ahead and do a service on it because I didn't want to mess with no type of equipment. I've been out there 14 weeks. I just wasn't trying to see no equipment, mess with no equipment, hear no equipment. So told them to go ahead and do a service. So that's just simple oil change, fuel filter, oil filter, fuel filter. I said fuel filter and then air filter. And then I had a fuel inlet screen. I told them to put a brand new one in there. I had it in the truck. They just used mine. And I told them to go ahead and change my starter because I had a starter in there too. They changed that too. And I also told y'all that I was having an issue with my flywheel housing seal that was leaking. So it was leaking a little bit. It was seeping. It leak a little bit more when I would hit like degrees at -10 continuous, and lower. Like if I hit that -20, it'll leak pretty good. Not bad, but it'll leak a little bit. So the guy was telling me like, hey man, we know you got a leak. Did you really want to do this? I think you can go a few months without having to do this. Did you want to do it? I said, yeah, man, I'm not that type of guy. If I got an issue, I'm going to take care of it. Now, if I'm on the road, okay, I get that. If I can get through this, however many weeks we had, we're going to get through it, and then we're going to take care of it once we at the house. So he said, okay, did you want me to change the compressor seal while I'm in there? I don't want you to have an issue with the compressor seal and then you got to do the same job twice. I said, man, go ahead and do all that. Change every seal that you can change while you up in there and you got everything apart. So he did that for me, and I'm happy he was able to tell me that information, so I didn't have to do it twice. So we took care of that, and pretty much changed a lot of gaskets, sealed everything back up, PM service, and that came to $2,185 to take care of all of that. And show y'all right here. I don't know if y'all, so this is the two right here, 185, 2,185. So that's everything with that. And then what we did next was pick up the trailer, took it down to my trailer spot, and I had my lights fixed, and I had an inspection done. The inspection was $100, and then the lights took about 4 hours to fix. So the lights came to about $375, $400. So that came out to $670. So we are at, so 2,100, 2,185, and then 670. So we had 2,800. We had $2,855 right now, which is not bad at all. And then we went down to Greg's, which I know we was having issues with our motor mount brackets that we had that big issue with, where we had to go over to a shop, and they had to weld everything up for us to put that same bracket on. But once we put that on, we was good. So from there, what else we needed done? We had to run an overhead. We needed an overhead ran on the engine. We took care of that, and air filters, few small malicious things like that. But we had a lot done. All new brake chambers all the way around. We got to put one more on because Kenworth ended up sending the wrong one, so we got to put one more on. But we had a nice amount of things for the truck done. I got a nice little list though, so that came to $3,245. So let's add that, $3,245, and that put me at $6,100 for 14 weeks of running. I came home and spent $6,100 on maintenance, you guys, to get us through these next 6 weeks. So that's everything that I spent on maintenance, and that's going over the maintenance costs for everything that I had done to the truck, the trailer, and also the reefer unit. Now, for everybody that was tuning into this video to go over this trailer, the specs, and everything like that, we about to get into that right now. All right, gang, so spec sheet pull up, and y'all, I don't want to just go over all these different specs, man. It'll be a super long video. It's like about 5 pages, and that's just not necessary. So I got the main points pulled out for you guys, and we're gonna go over that. This is what I think everybody will want to know anyway. So as y'all know, we went with a stainless steel reefer, stainless steel spread reefer. First thing first, we went with 53 foot. I did not need a 54. Most guys use that extra foot for an electric jack. I'm not going electric, I'm going manual. So I don't need that extra foot. And I like the manuals because you can move them a lot easier. They're not heavy. One person can move it. You can throw it on top of a pallet, and you know, when you get to electric jack, you can't do all that. It's just too heavy. I went with a 30-inch Kingpin setting, so my frame actually gonna stick out a lot more versus these utilities. These utilities seem like Kingpin is just so far back, and a lot of your frame just be up under that trailer, man. So I'm happy about this 30-inch Kingpin setting. Glad hands, mine is centered directly in the middle because my airline box, my recessed airline box on my deck plate is directly in the middle too. So if I ever have to, you know, use those, it's directly in the middle, and I like that touch too. Rear door scuff inside, bottom door kick plate, which I think everybody should get. You want to put that extra protection on the bottom of those doors too. You know, when you open the doors and you see that big aluminum plate on the doors with the installation on top of that aluminum plate, above the aluminum plate, you want to have that. I think that's a nice touch too. I got one vent per door, so I will be able to look at my freight. You know, I'll be able to poke my freight, and I think that's a good touch too. So I got one vent per door, so I think that was something that I really wanted too. So I went with a duct floor. Some asked me why didn't I go with a flat floor. For my reasons, it's because experience. I've only had experience with a duct floor, and it's not going to stop you from pulling for any LTL company at all. Flat floor is really for convenience of cleaning. It's easier to move around in. It's easier to move a pallet jack in. That it's for convenience. Now a duct floor, I believe it moves air a lot better than a flat floor. I could be wrong, but I believe it does because of the ribs inside the duct floor. The air comes out, goes into the chute, comes out the unit, goes into the chute, pushes it all the way to the back doors, come down off the back doors, and goes into that rib floor, which recirculates back up and just continues to do it. With a flat floor, I don't think it moves air as good as a duct floor. So for me, I just said, let me just go duct floor. I done moved pallets around in the duct floor with a pallet jack with pallets that's 2,000 pounds, and I was able to move them. Yeah, they heavy, but you know, it'd probably be easier to do it with a flat floor. But for me to change my mind just because of convenience and it clean easier and it moves around pallets easier, that wasn't really something that would change my mind for that. So I went with so the new installation that they got is puncture guard with micro band. So I'm hearing that it's something that's super heavy duty on the installation. It's super, like I hear it's next level. So I'm happy about that. So I'm not really worried about somebody puncturing any type of insulation or messing up my walls or anything like that. So, but I'm the only one loading this trailer. Like, with all my LT, I'm the only one that's gonna load it, unload it. Nobody's going to touch it besides, you know, the brokers. And I'm gonna have cameras in there, and I'm gonna have signs set up too. So, and I also went with 2 rows of E-tracks. So I'm going to set up 2 low bars dead in the nose of the trailer, so that way nobody can puncture my my bulkhead on my reefer. You know, the plastic, the bulkhead. They just push pallets up in there. They think that's something you can just push pallets, the first 2 pallets up in, or the first pallet up in. They just think that that's something they can just continue to damage, and I'm not having that, man. So I'm gonna put 2 E-track bars right up there, so that way they can't, you know, they can't mess my stuff up there on that bulkhead. So what else we went with? So we did go with 9 lights up top, 9 lights down on the bottom rail, and I believe we went with 5 lights in the front header, and then I think we got, is it 5 lights or is it 3 lights? Let me see. 5 lights top, rear header, and 3 tail lights. So that's what we went with. Pretty much factory on the lights. I'm going to definitely get my lights done soon, but it's not a deal breaker for me right now. So we are going to redo our lights. That's something we are going to have to do when it's time for me to do some, you know, customized things, is, you know, do my lights over. So I built the trailer heavier on the 12-foot fixed spread. I got a 12-foot fixed spread. It's built heavier on the back end because of that 12-foot fixed spread, meaning it does not move. It does not go forward or backwards. It's fixed. It's stuck there. So one axle is pushed all the way to the rear, and then I want to say the front axle is moved 12 feet from the rear axle, or it might be 12 feet from the actual rear of the trailer up. So I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but it might be 12 feet from the rear axle all the way up. So it might be 12 feet from there. And I went with standard aluminum rims. I did not go with no type of Alcoa or anything like that, because I like to have polished rims. So I know Alcoa, they put some type of Durabrite or whatever they on they rims, which I think you gotta pretty much take off in order to get that nice shine. So I didn't go with that. I just went with regular aluminum rims. I went with disc brakes all the way around. I think that's something that's going to save me on brake drums, you know, brakes, all types of maintenance that you got to do with the brake systems. So, and brake pads and all different types of things. So I went with that. Let me know how you guys been working with, how you guys been liking the disc brakes on your trailers. I went with 295 75R 22.5 Bridgestone tires. I went with no tire inflation. I don't need no tire inflation, y'all. It's the owner-operator spec. I'm pretty good at, you know, taking care of my inflation on my tires. So I ain't really been having luck with tires, but I've been taking care of my inflation, checking in and make sure everything good. And then I went with an interior strip / rope lights, switches at front and rear of the trailer when you open the trailer up. So I think it's a strip instead of it just being like the rectangle lights from here to here to here all the way back. I think it's like a long strip. So it's a interior strip. So I think it lights up a lot better than just the, you know, the lights that go all the way to the back. 2026 Great Dane Everest stainless steel with a 12-foot fixed spread was $92,450, and that's without all my add-ons. So it came to $92,450 with FET included. That's the trailer. No unit, no add-ons. So the only thing that I had was the fixed spread, and I don't even know if that's included in that 92,000. You know, I don't know if that's considered an add-on or what, but it was 92,000. Now you can start adding to it my lift axle, my front axle lift, $2 grand. My electric dump, quick dumps, whatever you want to call it, $14.50. Cali hookups, $19.50. The carrier, my carrier unit was $37,000. I had a lot of upgrades with the units. I had a lot of upgrades with the unit, and had panels, smooth panels, 100-gallon fuel tank, extra strap, chrome grille, hardware, stainless status light bracket. Like, I had a lot of upgrades. I went with, I think from factory you get 1 tank or 2 tanks. I went with 3 tanks, which I probably will add another 2 tanks down the line, because I want to go with it. I think I want to go with a 6-bag setup, which, to be honest, I think that's something I don't really need, because I don't run heavy and I don't need to, you know, trick and play with the scales or anything like that. So, because I don't go in them anyway. So I really don't even need a 6-bag setup. So I might just stick with the 4-bag setup. And once I bring it out, I'm going to try to find somebody to do the rear axle lift, because they said they couldn't do the rear axle lift for me because they've been having problems with it, with people getting them straight, you know, getting the rear axle lift, and they just been coming back to them and letting them know they having issues with it and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find somebody, or I might not even put the rear axle lift on it, because it's not really detrimental to me. If I got dumps, I can dump my rear and I can get around pretty much anywhere I need to get around. So the total of this whole deal right here, which I didn't go over everything, it's still a lot more things that was done to the trailer. Like, I was gonna go with a 150-gallon tank, but I think a 100-gallon tank is more than enough. Now, mind y'all, I still got to get bulkhead. I still got to get a manual jack. So a manual jack, bulkhead, which a bulkhead is about $1,000. A manual jack, I don't know how much those are. I got to get my low bars. And what else I got to get? And I still got a lot to do with custom work. I still got to get, you know, fenders, and I still got to get mud flap weights and mud flaps and mud flap hangers, and doing the custom touch, the custom touch to it. And I still got to do paint. So this is before all of this, y'all. You know, this is just the price of straight from factory with the unit on it. I still got to do all of that, the paint, and that's probably gonna be the biggest thing, is that paint. And I got to still get those accessories for the inside of the trailer to make it complete. So I still got a lot of stuff to do. Like I told y'all, the fenders, like everything. I still got a lot to do. So that came to $135,000, and what's that? So the tanks, okay. So $135,000, 600 was $135,000 and 650. So that's what it came to, 650. $135,000 and $650. That's what it came to. So, and he told me everything will be done with the unit installed. I can pick it up, and that will be done in February. So now my biggest thing is trying to find somebody to paint my trailer, and I got to get these other things ordered, which I'll probably order everything from Pennsylvania, all the EBY trailer stuff, sometime in maybe January. Order it early January, order my bulkhead, order my low bars, order all of that in January, and that by time February come around and it's ready, I'll be good to go. I'll just throw everything up in there. So I think I'm gonna have my trailer painted, I want to say after or before I get all those special things put on. Because I got lights that I want to do too, but I don't know if I'm going to do lights from jump. I might do that down the road. That can wait. I'm not really too much big on lights. The truck will be lit up pretty good, and then we're going to have 9 lights up top, 9 lights down low, which we got on the trailer now. So it just all depends. But right now, without all that extra stuff, without the paint, we're looking at about $135 right now, $135,650. And I think once we get done with the trailer completely, we're going to probably be at about, I say an extra 15 grand. Extra 15 grand to get everything else done, paint and everything. Because I've been talking to some guys that said they've been getting paint for a good price on the Reefer. So I'll probably be able to get my Reefer painted for a nice price. So I think everything else probably another 15 grand. So maybe 150. We probably be at 150, 155 to take care of everything from front to back. So, but I wanted to get this video out to y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope that helped some guys that might want to get a brand new trailer, brand new unit, put, you know, some of the specs on that I put. Now, you know, some guys, you got to think, some guys put a lot more extra stuff on. You got guys that, you know, get everything and they be at like 170, 180 because they do a lot of different things. They put different units on it. They put a lot more different things from Great Dane. They build it a lot heavier. They put a cross member every 6 inches. You know, you got a lot of guys that do that. So mine is from factory for it to be 135. I think I did pretty good. And like I said, that's not done yet. We probably be about 150 or 155 or something like that. So that's single temp, y'all. That's a single temp trailer. That's not a dual temp. That's not a tri temp or anything. That's a single temp. So the price is a lot different than the dual temp. I was spec'd for a dual temp at 155. I think it was 155, 160 for a dual temp. I think tri-temp was just like another 2,000 to 3,000, something like that, more, something like that. So it was gonna be about 155, 165 for a dual temp, tri-temp, which I didn't need that. So I didn't need it this time. I had to do a lot of thinking. So we're gonna stay single. Single got me to where I'm at right now. So stay what I'm doing, stay where I'm at. And you know, I got to where I'm at by doing what I'm doing now. So I'm not gonna change lanes. I'm gonna stay where I'm at. It's working out for me. So that's the way we're gonna keep it. So that's single temp. So when you see guys that got dual temps and tri temps, they gonna be up there in the 150, 160 range, 165 range from factory. Even with what I'm doing, they'd be at that, and then they do all the add-ons, and they'd probably be close to 170, 180 with paint, with all that other stuff. So, you know, and you know, that's with like a dual temp or something like that. Single temp, you do all the add-ons, you do all that, you might be at 150, 160. So that's what I think I'm gonna be at once I'm done with the trailer. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop a brand new video. And I'll see y'all on the next vlog. We about to get out here on this road tomorrow, y'all. Get back to the grind, get back to the hustle. And we back to the regular program, y'all. We got 9 weeks out. So I'll see y'all out there on the road, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.